Hello everyone. It's October 18th, Saturday, and you're tuning in to me, your host, Sano Pani. Today, I'm super excited to introduce a trending article from the archive that's like totally mind-blowing. Let's dive right in. So, have you ever been in a group project where one person is super loud and does most of the talking, and another person is quieter, but has amazing ideas, but their ideas can get ignored? Well, it turns out AI has the exact same problem, and that's what today's paper is all about. The title is Revisit Modality Imbalance at the Decision Layer, and you can find it online at Turnipiv, Orgorant Sieve, Ordbom 2510.14,411 Villain. Nito? Yeah, I know, the call is super long. Okay, so let's break this down. This paper talks about something called multimodal learning. That's just a fancy way of saying an AI that learns from different kinds of information at once. Think about how we understand the world. We don't just say things, we also hear them, right? So, a multimodal AI might watch a video and listen to the audio at the same time to understand what's happening. It uses multiple modes, or modalities, of data. The big problem this paper is tackling is called modality imbalance. It's like the AI gets a little lazy. It finds that one type of data, say audio, is easier to learn from. So, it starts to rely on it almost completely, but becomes the loud person in the group project. Meanwhile, the other data, like the video, gets ignored, even if it has super important information. The AI just goes, too much work, I'll just listen. Now, for a long time, researchers thought this was a problem that happened during the training phase. They figured, okay, we just need to force the AI to pay more attention to the weaker modality, like video while it's learning. They tried all sorts of clever tricks to balance things out. But here's where this paper drops a bombshell. The researchers did a really cool experiment. First, they trained an AI to be a total expert on audio. Then they trained another AI to be a master of video. They basically created two perfect students. Each could tend in their own subject. Then, they put them together in a group to make a final decision. And guess what happened? Even though both were experts, the combined AI still showed a huge bias unless they listened to the audio part. This is a huge discovery. It means the problem isn't just about how the AI learns. It's something more fundamental. The paper says this bias actually comes from the inherent nature of the data itself. Audio data and video data are just structured differently, and this creates a natural imbalance in how the AI model weighs them. The AI isn't correcting this natural bias. It's just letting the loud modality dominate the final decision. And here's another crazy insight. You'd think the AI would be smart enough to know when to use video and when to use audio, right? Like if a category is about a specific visual action, it should obviously rely more on the video. But no, the paper found that the AI just suddenly favors audio across the board. Even in situations where video is clearly the better source of information, it's like using a hammer for every single task, even when you really need a screwdriver. So, what's the solution? The paper suggests that we shouldn't force a perfect 50-50 balance. That's not smart either, because sometimes one modality really is more important. Instead, the AI needs to become a better team leader. It needs a system that can adaptively decide which modality to trust more for each specific task. It should be able to look at the situation and say, but for this specific clip, the person's facial expression is the clue. So I'm going to give like 70% of my attention to the video. This idea is called promoting a relative balance, where the weights are assigned based on each modality's actual capability for the task at hand. Yeah. You may be wondering, okay, this is cool for AI researchers, but how does this affect my life? Oh, Newman has so many amazing applications. First, think about video streaming services like YouTube or Netflix. When you search for something like the cat playing the piano. The current AI might just be listening for piano sounds. What if it's a silent video? An AI with this new, balanced approach could analyze both the video of the cat's paws hitting the keys and the audio. This would give you way more accurate search results, but would also lead to better recommendations. Because the AI would have a much deeper, more human-like understanding of the video content. Second, let's talk about video conferencing systems, like Zoom or Teams. Imagine an AI assistant in your meeting that can tell when people are engaged or confused. A lazy, imbalance AI might only listen to the tone of people's voices. It could totally miss the fact that someone is nodding along, but has a super confused look on their face. A smarter, balanced AI would weigh both modalities. It could say, well, his voice sounds confident, but his facial expression says he's lost. This could provide amazing real-time feedback to the speaker or create much more accurate meeting summaries. And for my third example, how about VRNR for training and entertainment? Imagine you're in a VR simulation learning to be a surgeon. The system needs to understand both your precise hand movements, which is visual data, and any verbal commands you give, which is audio. If the system is biased towards audio, it might miss a critical but tiny mistake you made with your hands just because you didn't say anything. The system with adaptive balancing would pay close attention to both, making the training way more effective, and honestly, a lot safer. So, to wrap things up, this paper is so important because it shines a light on a hidden problem that was holding AI back. It tells us that the key isn't just about making AI learn harder, but about making it learn smarter, like a great leader who knows how to use the unique strengths of every team member. That's all for today's deep dive into the archives. This was Sun Nining, and I hope you find it as fascinating as I did. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.